Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Azmi bin Aryan, and I am the host for today. And we are going to talk about the implementation of Zakat in Malaysia. And before that, let me introduce our panel from our forum today, which is we have four panels for today. And the first panel, we have Muhammad Haiman. And the second panel, we have Muhammad Hasif. And the next panel, we have Firdaus, and the last one is Nazwan Adha. Before we started our forum, let me explain a little bit about um, what is actually the meaning of zakat and how many type of zakat that we are implemented here in Malaysia. Zakat is one of the five pillars of Islam, and it is an annual tax that a Muslim are required to pay on a certain asset. The purpose of zakat is to purify one wealth and to help the poor and needy. Muslims are required to pay zakat on their wealth if they exceed a certain threshold called a nisab. The amount of zakat that must be paid is typically 2.5% of one wealth. Although there are some variation based on the type of asset, there are several types of zakat, including the first one is zakat al-mal, which is this is the most common type of zakat that it is paid on wealth such as cash, saving and investment, and also a gold. And the second one is zakat al-fitrah. This is a special type of zakat that is paid at the end of Ramadan and is intended to help the poor and needy during the Eid um, al-Fitrah festival. Zakat al-Nisab is the next type of zakat that is paid on agriculture products such as crops and livestock. And the next zakat is zakat al-shukr. This is a type of voluntary zakat that is paid as a form of gratitude for blessing received. And the last one is zakat al-zar. This is a type of zakat that is paid on a business profit. It is important to note that the calculation and the type of zakat may vary depending on the school of thought, country, or even the organization managing the zakat collection. Okay, now we want to move to the first panel, and I want to ask our first panel, Encik Muhammad Aiman, about the first question. We know that the payment of zakat is something that we must obey because it is a part of our pillars as a Muslim. But we also have to pay tax as a citizen of Malaysia. So how is it different from the tax system and zakat system?
Okay, thank you for the moderator. Okay, zakat and taxation are two distinct concepts that serve different purposes. Here are some similarities and differences between the two. Okay, for the similarities, both zakat and taxation are financial obligations that are imposed on individual or organization. Both zakat and taxation can have economic implication in terms of redistributing wealth and funding public goods and service. Okay, the difference. The purpose of zakat is a mandatory charitable contribution that is required of Muslims as part of their religious practice. Its purpose is to purify a person's wealth and help those in need, and it is considered one of the five pillars of Islam. Tax, on the other hand, it is a system by which government raise revenue to fund public goods and service. The calculation. Zakat is the typical calculate based on the value of a person's wealth, including cash, savings, stock, and real estate. It is typically calculated as a percentage of a person's net worth, although the specific percentage can vary. Tax, on the other hand, is typical based on on a person's income or the value of goods and service that they purchase. Zakat is intended to be distributed to those in need, such as poor and needy individuals, orphans, and those who are struggling to pay their debts. It may also be used for certain charitable purpose, such as funding religious education or supporting the construction of mosque. Tax, on the other hand, is used to fund a wide range of public goods and services, such as education, healthcare, infrastructure, and defense. Overall, while both zakat and tax are financial obligations, they serve different purposes and are based different calculation. Zakat is a religious obligation that is intended to purify a person's wealth and help those in need, while tax is a system by which government raise revenue to fund public goods and service. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Muhammad Aiman, for the explanation. Now we move on the next panel, Muhammad Asif, with our next question, which is what is the issue and challenges in the implementation of zakat in Malaysia?
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I will talk about the issue and the challenges that in the implementation of zakat in Malaysia. Although the zakat was the fourth pillar of Islam, it also has some issue or challenge that will happen in our own country, Malaysia. The first issue that we have been happen in Malaysia is lack of awareness. Some people may be unaware that of the obligation to pay zakat. Every people must as hukum is wajib to pay zakat, or may not be understand how to calculate it correctly. This can lead to the underpayment or non-payment of zakat. This can be the next one is inefficient collection and distribution. There may be issues with the collection and distribution of zakat, such as corruption, mismanagement, or lack of transparency. This can lead this can lead to a lack of trust in the zakat system and maybe discourage people from paying zakat. The third one is the eligibility for zakat. There may be a disagreement or confusion about who is eligible to receive zakat and how much they should be, how much of the money or stuff that they can get from the zakat. This can lead to the disputes and may undermine the effectiveness of zakat as a tool for addressing poverty and equality. For example, maybe some people they lie about the information in order to receive the zakat, although they are not someone from the poverty or some orphan. The next one, the fourth issue is the interference by the government. The interference by government will, in some cases, government may seek to control or influence the collection and distribution of zakat, which can create conflict with Islamic principles and may lead to the abuses of the system. We cannot let the interference by the government happen, same as the interference of government with the tabung haji. The next one, this last one is there have been some concerns about the efficiency and the effectiveness of the zakat system in Malaysia. Some people have argued that the system is prone to the corruption and mismanagement, and that it is not always transparent, accountable. There have also been concerns about the eligibility criteria for zakat, and therefore the distribution of fund, with some people arguing that the system is not always fair or equitable. That's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you to Muhammad Hasif for the explanation. Okay, next we want to move to our next panel and ask Encik Fidaus one question, which is can you explain about the effectiveness of zakat in developing Muslim in our country Malaysia?
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank you, moderator, for asking the effectiveness of zakat in developing Muslim in Malaysia. First, can reduce unemployment. Zakat play a role in ensuring that a member of society become more perfect. Even so, there are various conditions and elements that widen the gap in social status. the increase in the need for help and the poor, Zakat work to protect society from significant social difference. Zakat play an important role in addressing the problem of unemployment. One of the main reasons contributing to unemployment is poverty. Poor people do not have the minimum capital to run an enterprise or job. Therefore, in the zakat system work according to its right, of course, the poor are entitled to receive their share and enable them to run a business that designed according to their skill and qualification. Second, avoid the unfair accumulation of property. From the point of view of Islamic economy, zakat can prevent the accumulation of unfair wealth in society. This can be avoided by ensuring property and wealth are distribution fairly. Therefore, the Zakat Center acts as an agent of institution that distribution property and wealth to be fairly distribution in the economy. For example, Zakat can provide capital for the Asnaf group to start a small business indirectly. Zakat can help in opening business and job opportunities for those in need to be independent and contribute back to society. Third, educational status. Zakat in terms of education is very important form of distribution because it can have an impact of the economy, social and cultural value of the nation. This coincides with the wishes of the Sharia, which emphasizing Muslims to preserve in seeking knowledge regardless of whether they are rich or poor, in line with the demand in the hadith of Prophet SAW, Talabul ilmi faridatun ala kulli Muslim, meaning pursuing knowledge is a duty for every Muslim. Hadith narrated by Ibn Majah. The poor of the Asnaf group also have the right to seek knowledge even they if even if they experience financial problem to pay school fee and studies. Therefore, the system of special institutions that operate fully using zakat funds to provide continuous education to the Asnaf group in a professional way can open a new era in the management and distribute of zakat by the zakat center and also give the new life to the Asnaf group. That's all for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Encik Firdaus, for the explanation. And for the last question, I want to ask our next panel, Encik Nazwan, Adha, what do you think about zakat as a social security technique?
Thank you to moderator. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. My name is Nazwan Ada and I am panel 4. So today I would like to talk about zakat as a social security technique. So first of all, zakat, one of the 5 pillars of Islam, is a mandatory charitable contribution that is required of Muslims who meet certain financial threshold. In addition to serving as a religious obligation, zakat can also serve as a social security technique in a number of ways. Firstly, redistributing wealth. One of the primary purposes of zakat is to redistribute wealth and provide assistance to those who are less fortunate by requiring Muslims to pay a portion of their wealth to those in need. Zakat can help to reduce economic inequality and provide safety for those who are struggling financially. Second is stimulating economic activity by providing resources to those who may not otherwise have access to them. Zakat can help to stimulate economic activity and create opportunities for people to improve their financial situation. Third, promoting self-sufficiency. Zakat can help to promote self-sufficiency by providing assistance to those who are in need. rather than creating a dependency on ongoing support. Fourth is addressing poverty. Zakat can be used to address poverty and support those who are struggling financially, including poor and needy individuals, orphans, and those who are struggling to pay their debts. So, to conclude, overall, zakat can serve as an important tools to for providing social security by redistributing wealth, stimulating economic activity, promotion self-sufficiency, and addressing poverty. That's all from me.
Thank you, Encik Nazwan, for the great explanation. So we know that in Malaysia, the implementation of zakat is managed by the government through the Department of Zakat and the Islamic Religious Council, which are responsible for the collection and distribution of zakat fund. The government has set up a various program and initiative to collect and distribute zakat, such as through the Zakat Collection Center and the Zakat Distribution Center. So, in conclusion, the implementation of zakat in Malaysia has had a positive impact on the well-being of Muslims, as it has helped to alleviate poverty among the Muslim household and fund various development projects such as building mosques, school and hospital. However, there are also criticism that the implementation of zakat in Malaysia could be improved. Some argue that the government zakat collection and distribution system is not transparent enough and that there is um, a lack of accountability in how the funds are used. Additionally, they are concerned that the government zakat collection and distribution program do not reach all those who are eligible to receive the fund, and the implementation of zakat in Malaysia has had a positive impact on the well-being of Muslims. There is still room for improvement in the terms of transparency and accountability of the collection and distribution process, as well as ensuring that the funds reach those most in need. Lastly, thank you for all our panel for today, willing to spend time with us and discuss the topic that is really important for us as a Muslim, which is the implementation of zakat in Malaysia. And thank you for all lending us your ears and focus on this discussion. And we hope that this forum can open your eyes and minds about how important it is for us to know about the implementation of zakat. Thank you.